Okay, YouTube, it's dark time, and this LED is fucking bright. Holy shit. Anyway, we are back in the car. Okay, I didn't put my bezel back on. I got a little bit more planned for this, but I figured you guys would probably be able to see this a little bit better with this completely out. And boom, look how bright that is. The difference between day and night makes a real big difference. So what we're gonna do is put this bezel back on and take another look at it and see how it really looks like. As promised, the light you're seeing there is from the camera, and that is from the gauges. So it may still look kind of dark on camera, but trust me, in person it looks pretty damn decent. Okay, now it needs to be brighter, because if you look down there, I mean, that crap's pretty bright, so it does need to be brighter. And I think I have a remedy for that. So we're going to do that today instead of, you know, pussyfooting around. We're just going to hurry up and get that done. Okay, so we reviewed, again, how it looks like in complete darkness. It probably wasn't that much brighter for you guys. For the naked eye, it was pretty damn good. My camera has a bright-ass blue LED on the back of it, so it kind of blinds me when I'm in the dark like that. But I mean, even then, this was a lot brighter. But what we're gonna do to make this even brighter, and I know you guys are like, how could you make it even brighter, Nezarek? The back of this is part of the equation for making this light up, because there's a slight gap in between here and the faces on the gauges that light it up, and these actually pop right out. So what we're going to do is take these out, as well as the speedometer and the fuel and tint gauges, and we're going to use this reflective tape in as many locations as we possibly can, especially around here by the LEDs. That's the LED right there. There's another one back there. We're going to use it around everywhere, on the inside of this and on the back of that, to get it to reflect better. I mean, right now it's just white. It kind of soaks it up. But we're going to try to see if we can get this to be a little bit brighter. So that's what this video is about. Ironically, I'm doing another video. I'm getting ready to publish that one, of me going through all the trouble of actually just getting all the bulbs to work. So hopefully after I do this, I don't have to go through hell to get the bulbs to work again. If I do, oh well. If I don't, yay! So we'll be back after this is all covered with this shit right here. Just reflective tape. This is stuff that they use for heaters. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but right there on the whatchamacall, that's heat tape. So it should be a pretty practical application here. So I'll be back after that's finished. Okay, YouTube, I know I told you guys that what I was going to do was tape all this up and then show you guys, but that doesn't really help anyone. Honestly, I mean, I could at least give you guys, sorry, I had to belch there. Honestly, I have to show some people exactly what's going on. And when I say some people, I mean the people who own these vehicles personally kind of need to see firsthand how I'm going about this. So if you don't own this vehicle and you don't give a shit, skip. You can go ahead and skip. I won't hold that against you. Okay, so how I'm doing this with this tape. First off, all this was wrinkly and crinkly, and I don't want streaks on the inside, even though I'm probably still going to get streaks on the inside. So I just cut that off and did away with it. This is a lot smoother, a lot cleaner. It hasn't been gouged and fingernail marks or anything like that in there. And I'm just going to cut off small pieces, like piece by piece at a time, and slowly but surely piece together the back of this whole whatchamacall. It's kind of dusty, so you might want to wipe it off with a damp cloth. I wouldn't use alcohol or anything else, just because that might cause more issues. But wipe it off, get it clean, and the goal is to create a silver box. This area in here, all the way through, all the way in the back of this, is just going to be a silver box. It's going to refract that light, okay? The only thing that's going to absorb light is the back of the gauges. That's it. So that's the goal, that's the plan, and we're going to do the back of this first, and then I'm going to show it to you guys and see how it turned out. And you guys could make your own decisions from there. Alright, I stopped after the first 2 pieces to show you guys how this is coming out. You see how reflective that is? You see the camera light in there pretty good. Still getting creases in there, so I guess I can use that crap over there. It doesn't really matter, because regardless how flat I try to lay it out, it's still getting creased. But what I've realized is piecing it together like that is going to take forever, okay? Not only is it going to take forever, it's going to start wrapping and getting stuck on this part of the gauges, which I really don't want. I'm not sure how that's going to come off, because this stuff is pretty damn sticky, I mean, as it sets. So what my solution to this is just get a strip, lay it across there, find out how long you need it, cut it, stick it, be done. I'm going to do that to here, and here it's going to be a different situation, so we'll deal with that. We'll eat that elephant when we get to it, but until we get to there, we're just going to focus on that. Okay, so that's done. You guys can see all the foil on there, how shiny and reflective it is. I did everything except for the turn signals, which are kind of difficult. I'm not sure how I'm going to do those yet, but we're going to forego all the discussion on this one, and we're going to start focusing on this. And we have to remove these 2 inner clusters. It's kind of nasty. These 2 inner clusters, as well as these 2 outer clusters. I've had this one out already. It's really difficult to get out. I haven't had this one out yet, so that's going to be a gamble. But to get these 2 center ones out, your what's it called? Your temp and fuel gauge out. It's just as simple as removing these 2 nuts in the back, corresponding, and that's actually how they make their connection as well. This is I'm not sure if this is just a Ford deal or if it's like Ford and Toyota and everybody else does it, but you remove these 2 and those fall out. So we're gonna remove those, remove these to get the big whatchamacallit, this tack out, and remove these 2 little ones to get the speedometer cable out. Just a FYI, all of these little spider copper rods that connect your gauges in are 5/16. Every single one of them. All, but there's 7 of them there. 3 here, 4 here, 7 of them. These are a 1/4 inch, and these are for your speedometer cable, speedometer gauge, and your odometer. So that's how you take it. Okay, so with all this hardware lying around here, decided to make my life a little bit easier and use my magnetic bowl, because if I lose one of those under the fridge, if I drop one of those and kick it slightly, I will probably never find it again. So if you have a magnetic bowl, use it. If you don't have one, go buy one. I mean, look, seriously, I mean, come on, you can't beat that. And made in China again. Crazy. Anyway, so everything's disconnected. Our speedometer is down, our temp gauge, gas gauge, and our tack are all down now. So let's lift this straight up. And uh-oh, that's bad. Don't fall. Babushka. Boom. There's our fuel gauge. Yeah, it's that small. That simple. Kind of crazy. Anyway, that's everything out the way. I actually have a video where that looks so crazy, where I'm starting to repair this. I got to get a welder, not a welder, soldering iron and all kinds of other crap. Oh, shit, turned it. Okay, I guess it went back. Okay, it went back. I gotta get a soldering iron. I'm sorry, to get my tack to work properly. I'm gonna resolder all the solder welds in there. But here is the inside of the cluster. What you want to be wary of are the holes on said cluster. Other than that, these holes here, I'll show you guys exactly what those holes are for. These holes here, I have it in 2 other videos actually, are for these. These are what originally produced the green in the Ford cluster. But they clip right over the bolts like that, and that's what makes it green. I switched it to red with these LEDs. So, well, I don't really remove these LEDs because it took forever to get these to work. I'm actually in the middle of publishing that video right now. It's a 21-minute video of how much shit I had to go through to get these to work. I'm thinking I may have to pull them because this tape is really grabby. Really grabby. I mean, that's dirty now, but when it's clean and fresh, it's really grabby, and I don't want to ruin my LEDs. So you're probably better off pulling those out, avoiding sticking anything over that, and just covering the entire inside with that shit. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna do the small piece by piece bit that I showed you guys earlier to try to assure that we get ourselves the best coverage possible. Like Verizon. It's not a paid advertisement, but yeah. It's a Verizon map, and you're trying to cover every corner of the nation. There we go. That was a stupid analogy. Don't quote so for my own reference, because I think these things are directional. Our LEDs are. So what we're gonna do is try to memorize how exactly these went in here. So all of the marks are on the left. So that's how they should go back in, except for this one with the black pin mark goes on the right. Yeah, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna put 2 on one side, 2 on the other side to make it a little bit easier. Even try to keep the pattern a little bit better. Y'all, this is just the beginning of this. Not sure if you guys can see in there very well, but the goal here in starting this, I'm avoiding all the big broad surfaces right now and trying to get the corners, so that way I don't have to worry about it. And it's actually taken quite a bit more time than I thought it would, just to get these little areas like this, you know. But I mean, just look at how the light's reflecting off of that from the camera. I mean, that's probably gonna really up the luminescence from the LEDs. Hopefully it will. But that's what I'm doing now. I want to make sure I get the bottom of these, so the light that refracts there reflects back off the back and toward the front of the whatchamacalls and toward the back of these things. Now these have been kind of throwing me through a loop, because if you look at the back, they sure as hell don't look like they light up. But if you look at the front, I mean, they look like they're supposed to light up. And even held up against the light, they don't really light up. So I mean, I'm not sure how that shit works. I'm thinking that it just seeps through the cracks here and reflects under here. So the more light we can get, the better. So we're gonna plaster all this crap with the tape. We're gonna avoid these holes here just because those conduct electricity. Same with those 3 holes there. But I'm gonna keep on cracking on at this once I get done. I'm gonna wait until I'm done before I pick the camera up again, because I got other shit to do tonight. Skyfall just came out for Netflix, and I want to watch it tonight. So we're gonna continue working on this. Once we're done, I'll bring you guys back up to speed. Okay, so that's where I'm at now. I didn't cover that area because it's all sunk in, and that goes in there. I didn't cover some of that because my speedometer is going to cover all that. Didn't cover that, which was kind of stupid, but I think the back of the speedometer is going to be blocking most of that anyway, so I've gotten a good portion of it covered, and piecing it together like that, these are all the pieces, just to show you guys why it took so long. And I did all those pieces individually based on what I needed to cover. This took a long time. This took probably about an hour, okay? And I'm still really not 100% satisfied with it, but I'm kind of done with it right now, to be completely honest. So I'm going to install the gauges back in. As you can see, I put some on the tack. Not a whole bunch. I don't want to have any issues with it. I kind of feel like I should put some here and here just to get a little bit more reflective properties, but that really sinks in pretty deep. But either way, I'm probably just going to leave it as it is so you guys can see. And I'm going to literally call it a night after I install this back in the car. So I'm going to cut open that hole right there. That's done already. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I should, you know what, I think I'm gonna put one more right here and then call it a night and be done. I'm sorry, my freaking Netflix is on. I'm watching anime. But anyway, whatever, even do that, call it a night, and no, do that, install it, then call it. Okay, YouTube. After very much slaving and working and doing this shit. It's finally time to install it. So I'm gonna leave the lights on, install this puppy real quick, and see how she lights up. Hopefully she's brighter. Alright, YouTube, so we are back in the Escort. We are going to see how this plays out. As you can see, it's plugged in. And I actually am kind of scared about pulling the light switch just because I'm nervous about all that work. Because I literally spent like an hour on that. Probably an hour just on the tape alone. The front bezel was real easy. The back was fucking difficult. That was the hardest part. So let's see if it worked out for us. Let's close the door, get our interior lights out, and turn this on. See if it's bright. Wow! Holy shit! Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, that fucking worked. I'm gonna take a picture of that. The light's on. Before, we pretty much had to have the light off just to get any type of light in here. That worked really, really, really well. That worked better than I imagined it worked, actually. Those gauges are super red now. Wow. Okay. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me cover up the little light here. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but yeah, that's really bright, dude. Really freaking bright. It wasn't that bright before with the freaking with the lights out. So that's pretty damn intense. So yeah, it's worth it. Put the foil on your freaking whatchamacallit, cause it's worth it. Wow. I did not expect it to work that well. That worked better than I imagined it would, actually. Holy shit. Yeah, that worked really well. I don't know what else to say besides that's really bright. I'm gonna take pictures, and then at the end of this video, I'm gonna have a side-by-side of before and after. And this has extra light in it, mind you. Before the lights were off, all the lights were off. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna take pictures with the lights off also. But I mean, that's bright. That's really bright. That's really good. So it's worth it. Yeah, I'm seriously shocked at how bright that shit is. And the camera's really not doing this justice at all. Like, it really isn't. But I mean, that shit looks like Kool-Aid red, dude. Like, that's badass. I didn't think it would look that good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks really good. It's comparable to freaking that shit. Like, it's almost a little bit brighter than that. So the silver tape is well worth it. I'm guessing if I put more in there, it'd probably be even brighter. But you know what? I'm happy with this. I'm not gonna freaking mess with it anymore. I mean, that shit is bright. Okay, we're gonna try to do it again with the lights on. All right, and just for reference of how bright that light is, like, it's a fluorescent bulb. Okay, I mean, this is what they use to light up hallways in hospitals. That shit is bright, and it's right over my windshield. So I turn off the light. Grab my flashlight first. And I turn off the light, and yes, I need the flashlight to walk around in here when that light's off. Turn off the light. Can't really see it in the camera from here, but I mean, there's the tail lights. Man, you can see that from way back here. Like, it's way brighter, you guys. Like, trust me when I say that this particular addition to this mod is well worth it. Matter of fact, if you're just doing it and you feel like you might not need the tape, I say put the tape on there anyway, because this is ridiculously good. And it dims pretty good too. Like, the dimmest setting here still looks brighter than the freaking brightest setting before the tape. So the tape helps. If you can get the tape and put it on your shit, do it, because it was worth every bit. Yeah, like even the LED light isn't drowning that out, where before the camera light was drowning that out. It was pretty much too bright for you to see that. So yeah, silver tape in the cluster is the key thing here. Matter of fact, if you can get the spray-on chrome crap from Walmart and that highly reflective stuff, I'd get that, because honestly, if this is good, I imagine that if you had that, it'd be even better, because you'd cover every corner with it, and it would just be so bright. But anyway, that concludes this series.